Well, hello and welcome everyone to a new crochet and chat video. This is the style of video where I sit and crochet and we have a little bit of a chit chat. It is unedited, unfiltered. I don't want to go back and do a bunch of editing, so whatever happens, you may get some awkward pauses, some deep breathing. I apologize in advance, but we sit down and talk about different things. You all voted for me to talk about my favorite yarns, but since I've talked about that before, I'm gonna go over a little bit. I have a couple new things that I want to show you, but mostly I want to do something a little bit different where we talk about my future here on YouTube and my plans going forward. So I think it's gonna be a fun one. We have lots to talk about and I have to be at a funeral in about an hour, so we don't have a lot of time to talk, so we just have to jump into it. Today I'm just going to be crocheting a real simple hat, toque if you will, if you're a fellow Canadian, something really easy that I don't have to focus too much on, so that's what I'm going to be doing while we chat away. Thank you so much for being here. If you are new, hi, I'm Chris, aka Knotty Bear, an amigurumi, crocheter, and just crafty person here on YouTube. So if that sounds good to you, stick around. And if you like the video, even consider subscribing. And yeah, I put out new videos every single week usually. I've been pretty good about that. And we will talk more about the formula going forward in a moment here. So I don't know, I just want to say hey. How are all of you? I know things have been kind of weird here on the channel. I know the vlog has kind of lost some of its verve, joie de vivre, if you will. Some of that is, well, most of that, if not all of that, is my fault. I have really enjoyed vlogging my time. However, doing the weekly vlogs has been feeling a little bit stressful. I really liked it when we introduced the crochet challenge to the vlog. I think that added just a little bit something extra to focus on. However, with that said, I think it kind of also at the same time made it maybe a little bit too busy, and it feels like I'm just showing little updates over and over again. Sometimes I say the same thing a bunch of times, and I kind of want to be fun and silly, and a lot of that was just like me filming to film. So I had something for the end of the week. So I've been doing a lot of thinking and figuring out what we can do about that. And I think I've come up with a pretty good plan that hopefully you're all gonna like. I think it would be a shame to spoil what I have here on YouTube. If you don't know, I've only been on YouTube for a few months, and my first video went really fast. I was expecting maybe 100 views, not even that. And it got like 12,000 and incoming sneeze. Okay, things like that are going to stay in, I think. I feel like I have to sneeze, but I'm not. Anyways, what was I saying? Yes, my first video got a lot of views, and I was monetized within a month, which was mind-blowing because everyone, like all the research I did was like, it'll take at least a year. So I was not prepared to be that successful on here this quickly. And I have all of you to thank for that. Thank you so much for being kind to me and for being here and all of your lovely support. It has really meant a lot to me. And it's funny because I've been watching YouTube since like it came out. I was in high school and I've been watching it ever since. It's always been my favorite social media, but never once did I think I'd be a YouTube creator and posting on here regular. It's so wild to me that that's happening. So it's been really cool, and it was the last place I ever, any of the social medias I tried really, and it's felt the most like home. So like I said, it would be a shame to waste all of your amazing, this community and everything. I really want to focus here on YouTube more than probably any of my other social medias. I do Instagram quite a bit. I do like it there. However, I find it very hard to grow. There's a lot of issues over there, but I like the idea of it. I like the aesthetic of it. And I've actually been really enjoying Threads lately, which is also part of Instagram, but I find it just like so casual, and like I can just like put out, it's just, if you don't know what Threads is, it's basically Twitter, which is also now Blue Sky, which is also a competitor to Twitter, which I'm trying to grow on, but not really because I don't have time for all that. It's a little confusing. Social media is crazy, but I'm doing the best I can. Anyways, I like Threads, but none of that matters. We're talking about YouTube. So like I mentioned before, I have some changes coming up. I want to kind of refocus some things, give myself some time so I'm not getting burnt out, which seems to be a pretty common thread happening here on YouTube with YouTubers, because, you start to get a little bit of success, you post one video a week, and then you start posting two, and then you feel like you have to do it all the time, you run out and you burn out. I don't want that to happen. So what I'm going to change coming in the new year, and again, like I said, I have a bunch of stuff going on this year. Dante and I both are very busy, as we all are during the holiday season. So this won't be starting until probably January. But the new idea for everything, we're not going to be getting rid of the vlog, don't worry. However, it will not be a weekly thing. I'm thinking what we're going to do. People really seem to like these little crochet and chats, and I'm enjoying them, and they're easy for me to do. So why, what's the term? Punch a gift horse in the mouth? I don't know. I feel like I say that wrong, but you probably know what I mean. If you're enjoying them and I like making them, let's do it. So we're going to make this a bi-weekly thing. So there will be crochet and chats. I will be posting polls like the last one where I ask for just a general topic, and maybe we'll do like Q&As if you're interested in that. Leave your ideas below if you have any. Also, are we cool with crochet and chat? Dante really wants me to change it to crochet and stay, but I wonder if that doesn't get the chatty part across enough. Let me know what you think. But yes, that will be a bi-weekly thing. And then I think what we're going to do is, like I said, I really enjoy the crochet challenge. We have made some really cool, some of my favorite patterns, honestly, ever that I have made have been through this crochet challenge. Excuse me. And like I said, if you're new here, you don't know what the crochet challenge is. Essentially, the topic for the last one, which I still have a couple more to do, which I'm going to talk about after this, was my favorite video games of all time. And we've been picking one a week, and I basically just choose a character from that video game to crochet. We did Glomer from Don't Scarve. We did a little cow from the Harvest Moon series, which was probably my least favorite, but I know she is very cute. Anyways, doesn't matter. We did Pascal, who I absolutely adore from Animal Crossing. They're all kind of somewhere here. You can see Pascal. We did the Owlbear, which there were so many good names for Owlbear. I have to look at them after. I can't remember off the top of my head, but some of you had some fantastic ideas for a name for him, and I really have to pick one. And what else did we do? We did that Toneberry, which is another favorite of mine. I love the Toneberry from Final Fantasy. And yeah, so they're all up there. I'm sure I am missing one. But oh, we did the Sniffer from Minecraft. Most of those are also patterns for free for my Patreons. If you're part of my Patreon and one of the either a good stuffing, good stuffing, and fully stuffed. It's called Naughty Bear Crochet. I'm talking about amigurumi, guys. Those are the tiers for Patreon. If you don't know, Patreon is my members-only community where you can support me financially as well, but you also get a ton of different things. For example, speaking of going on a tangent, but that's what the crochet and chat's all about. For all my Patreons, including patrons who join in any of the paid tiers, so the 3 tiers that I just named, you will be getting a free pattern for the Christmas Otis, or Santa Otis, Santa Otis, I should say. And this is him here. He's so cute, you guys. I can't, this is adorable. I hope you can see him in frame. He's in frame there. So you'll all be getting this as my Christmas gift or holiday gift, whatever you celebrate, to you. Enjoy him. So yes, any patrons that join before the 24th of December 2025 will get a free PDF pattern to make your own Santa Otis, who, if you don't know, Otis is one of my original characters. He is an otter. He's usually a fisherman, but this year he has dressed up as Santa Claus, and I absolutely adore him. I think he's just the freaking cutest. So yes, if you join the Patreon, you will get that, as well as a bunch of different things. You can see it when you join there. There's like discounts to the shop. You get a free welcome gift pattern if you are in the good stuffing or fully stuffed tiers, as well as a fully stuffed member gets a free pattern every 3 months. There's a lot of cool things on there. Plus, you get to be with me and see behind the scenes of all the Naughty Bear stuff. So if you enjoy these things and you want to support me in even more ways than you already are, please go check out the Patreon. Anyways, this is not an ad for Patreon, but obviously I have to toot my own horn every once in a while because I do like to eat every once in a while. Okay, so that is the changes. So my original point, the other style of video we're going to do with these makes, with the video game makes, the topic changes. The next one is fantasy TV and movies, which I'm very excited about. So I'll be picking some of my favorite TV and movies, and we'll be creating fantasy characters. So that's gonna be really cool. We still have 3 left in the that's a 2. We still have 3 left in the other categories to get through. But that will be its own video now. So it's gonna alternate between videos like this, crochet and chat, and my amigurumi makes challenge, crochet challenge, whatever we call it. I'll probably come up with an official name for it. I've been calling it Crochet Challenge, which works. But I might come up with something a little bit catchier. We'll see. If you have any ideas, let me know in the comments. But yes, it will alternate between those two styles of videos every week. And then I know some of you are thinking, but I love the vlog. Don't let it die. And I promise I won't. But we're going to zhuzh it up a bit. We're going to basically make it, I think, a monthly thing. So I've seen other people do this where basically as they go through their month, they just film little bits, pieces, here and there. And I really enjoy that. I'll keep it around the same length, about 30 to 40 minutes, but it'll feel like there's more content there, like a little bit more something gravitas or whatever, whatever you want to say. It will feel more significant, I guess is what I'm saying. So those will come out every month. So just to clarify, for those of you who didn't catch that, going forward, I think we're going to, I should crochet in this crochet in chat. We are going to do one video that is a crochet challenge where we make a really cute, whatever it is, crochet pattern, which they all, except for the first two I ever did, they all are on the Patreon. Like I said, they're free there for the members. That will not change. So going forward, every time we make something, if you're a Patreon member, a paid one, you will get access to those patterns and a bunch of free, even if you join for free as a free member as well, it's not all about being paid. You get a bunch of free patterns that I've made. So anyways, that will be the one style of video. The second style of video will be crochet and chats, just like this, unedited, unfiltered, all of the awkward pauses and everything, where we just like gab a little bit and chat and just get to know each other, which is a lot of fun. And then once a month, there will be a vlog. So 2025 is going to be a very exciting year. I feel it in my bones. It's going to be good. I can't believe how much we've grown here already in the past couple months. Not just on this channel, but just in general since I've launched. You know, it doesn't come without its difficulties, don't get me wrong. There are definitely some changes to things that I was not expecting. It's rough out there when you're your own boss, and especially, you know, keeping yourself motivated. It's not for everyone. Thankfully, I'm pretty good at it. However, it definitely, like I said, has its challenges. So that's what we're doing 2025 coming up. Is there anything else I wanted to talk about? Yes, there is. So the last crochet challenge we picked was Skyrim, and I have to get back to your comments on that. Sorry, it's just been a crazy week. I have not touched it since I showed that in my last vlog, which didn't do very well, so I will show you here. We are at mid-body here. We are doing a gar from Skyrim, which I know this looks like pretty much nothing. That's a tail, that's its body. And I haven't touched it. I just haven't felt like it. Things have been going on, and it just hasn't inspired me. So I think I'm going to hold off for the holidays just because things are so busy, and I'll get back to it in the new year. It'll be the first of the crochet challenge once I'm done. I also might change the color. I don't know. I think something about the color is bumming me out. I do like that color. I just don't know. It doesn't matter. What I'm trying to say, if you're focusing and still here with me, is that that will be the first crocheting challenge of the year, posted sometime in January. I'll probably start off with the way things are working out with a crochet and chat, and then it'll be the next video. But you know what I'm saying, I'm gonna take a little bit of break for the holidays. I hope you're all having a safe and wonderful holiday so far. So that's the plan for him. So hopefully you aren't waiting too long for that. I think it's gonna be cute. I really liked what we did in that vlog where I actually painted out the idea, because I couldn't show it, so I just decided why not bust out the watercolors and paint this weird dinosaur thing, and I actually had fun with that. I think it turned out pretty cool. But anyways, on to other things. I did do a poll on here, on YouTube rather, and I asked what you wanted me to talk about in this crochet and chat video, and all of you picked for me to talk about my favorite yarns, which I was surprised about because I have talked about it so much, maybe more in past things like on TikTok when I was on there. I have definitely talked about them on here, but I'm always willing to talk about yarn. Listen, you don't have to ask me twice. Plus, I will talk about a couple extras, not just my all-time favorite. However, most of you probably know what I'm going to say is my favorite by now. It won't come as any surprise to any of you. So I'm going to start off, however, with one that I haven't talked about, and one that actually, if you're Canadian like me, you probably haven't seen before because they don't sell it here. You have to get it from Joann's, which I went to Buffalo last winter, Dante was kind enough to drive me, and we went to the States for a little bit and just did a little bit of shopping. It was the first time we had ever done anything like that, like just going over the border to shop. Anyways, I went to Joann's. This was before they announced, I think, bankruptcy or whatever they're announcing. I can't remember what it was. And I picked up a bunch of yarn. And I actually was really impressed with a lot of the yarns there. They had a pretty big selection, even though the Joann's, pretty sure, yeah, it was in Buffalo, was pretty rough looking. It was a little bit disheveled. I did pick up a couple things that I ended up really liking, and one of them is actually what I'm crocheting with right now, and it's mostly the color. I love it. It's called the Big Twist Fleck, and it is 85% acrylic, 10% polyamide, and 15% linen. I guess I didn't realize the linen, so that's what makes it soft. So I think what I like about the most is the little, like, they are flecks. It's the colorway that is just so beautiful. I have this, and then I have like a Barbie, maybe not quite Barbie pink, I should pull it down, with blue flecks. That is also really cute. And like I said, I got this on Joann's. It's very soft as well, so that would be the linen probably, and it just has this like real delicate like haze to it. I just really enjoy this. I wish I had gotten more. I only got 3 skeins of the blue, I think 2 of the pink, and I made a hat out before, and it's one of my favorites. It washes pretty well, so I'm really impressed with that. I wish we sold this in Canada, because I'm like, oh, I like this, and of course it's the one that we don't have here. I do believe you can order from Joann in Canada. Let me know if I'm wrong. I think you can. You probably have to pay duties and things, but I mean, sometimes you can't get away with that, or sometimes there's nothing you can do about that, rather. Anyways, so that is one. That's kind of like, I guess, my favorite acrylic yarn, if you will. It's not fully acrylic, just because it's a little bit softer. Most acrylic yarns tend to be a little bit more rough. Oh, honorable mention. I don't even know if I should mention it. I'm going to. I can't remember what it was called. I think it was another Joann's yarn. I believe it was a twist. I can't remember the color name. I will, if I find it, I will put it in the description. But I made one of my favorite cardigans, or hoodies rather, out of this with black. This was like a pop of color in the black, and I absolutely love this colorway. It's so cool. Not for everyone, obviously, but I paired it with it. It's like mostly black. You've probably seen me wear it before. I will try and post a picture, even though I don't want to do too much editing. I will put a picture there for you and find the name of that. That's an honorable mention. It's very similar to this, not as soft. It's mostly the color that I like about that one. Next, I'm going to talk about Chanel yarns, which most of you know I'm not a huge fan of. I'm actually not. The thing I hate about the most about Chanel yarns is the amount of fluff, for lack of a better word. If you've used it, you know what I mean. And then actually that's the second thing I like about them the least. The first thing is the breaking. I hate how easily they can break and snap, and it's just like a disaster. Now, once you've used them enough, you get pretty good to the point where that doesn't happen very often. Sometimes with your magic rings, they can be tricky. I understand that you get to a point where you're pretty good and you understand it, but it's still, there's something about the idea that the yarn could just snap, even in your finished design, and then it's just a whole mess because it like sheds and breaks, and something I really do not like about that. However, I'm going to talk about the 2 that I use the most and the 2 that I found that are pretty good. Both of them shed. I think it's just chenille yarn, unless you're using a blanket chenille, which isn't a chenille, it's a blanket yarn. Different thing. I have 10 minutes to wrap this up. I just know what the time was. I can chat when I want to, which is something I'm learning about myself. Okay. Crochet Me Zaddy, tangent, just launched his own yarn. It's called A Very Good Chenille Yarn, I believe. Apparently it doesn't shed. I have not tried it. He lives in Australia. I talked about this in the vlog. I didn't want to take away from people who really love chenille. I wanted to try it. One day I will order it. Of course, I couldn't get further away from him, but I would like to try that out, because apparently it does not shed like other chenilles. It's a little bit tougher, which sounds really cool. Okay, back to my favorite chenille yarn. Stay with me. No surprise, Hobie Girly here. You know, Hobie Girly for life. Hobie, based in Denmark. They're like the cool Michaels. Unfortunately, only in the Europe. Only in Europe. I think they're in Denmark. Okay, Toucan, which is very similar to their Honey Bunny. It is Hobie's chenille yarn. This is the one I use for pretty much all my chenille projects, almost. I love the colors. It sheds, but not as bad. I like the thickness of it. That's kind of my favorite part. It's like a skinny chenille almost. It's not like the super jumbo thick ones, which are fun, but I find them a little bit much for me for what I do. This is closer to my favorite yarn, which I'll talk about in a minute here. So I really recommend these. They have a lot of different colors. Go check it out on Hobbii.com. Links below if you want to use those links, linkity-link, to buy your things. I get a little bit of a kickback from that. It doesn't cost you anything. I get like, I don't know, a small percentage of that comes to me. Anyways, the other chenille yarn that I like is Michael's Loops and Threads, which I've heard can be hit or miss, so I don't use it that much. However, I have used it for a couple of my projects, and I really liked it. It was smooth, the color's nice, soft, affordable, can't go wrong. I don't know if the quality's gone down. You can let me know in the comments if you used it. I've heard that sometimes it can be good, sometimes it's not as good. I think that's what they're talking about, loops or thread. It's hard for me to keep keep updated on everything. I know the chenille yarn girlies have their own like world of different chenilles and things being good or bad and losing quality. It's a whole thing I don't like to get into, but I've had a good time with that. But I mostly, for the most part, stick to my Hobbii, Toucan, or Honey Bunny. So those are my alternative acrylic chenille favorite yarns. Real quick, we are going to talk about, say it with me now, Hobbii's Cotton, Friends, and Rainbow yarn. If you are new here, then this will be news to you maybe, but most of you will know that I can't get enough of. This is Friends right here. This is cotton yarn. This is Rainbow. They are pretty much identical. There's like over like almost 200 colors, I want to say, if you include both. And it is just, I remember the first time that I used this yarn. It changed everything for me. Up until that point, I was using acrylic. I'm not shading acrylic yarn users. Go for it. Whatever's affordable. I understand. I got you. But I was looking at some of these Instagram people and being like, how do they have like this tight stitched definition, beautiful goddessness that is something like this now? And I found this yarn. I bought it. And I remember using it and being like, it just crochets like butter. And it looks so good. And everything changed. I think that year I made like a little bird for everyone in my family, hats. I made a little pig for my stepmom, or my stepmother-in-law, and I made a ton of things out of it. I was just obsessed, and I've been obsessed ever since. Like, look at the colors. They're so beautiful, so soft, and just mind-blowing. And actually pretty affordable. Sorry, I have something in my eye. Pretty affordable, and I also need a drink. Okay, my apologies. Pretty affordable, beautiful, and they go on sale pretty often. What more could you want? I guess they could be in my country. That's the only downfall, is I do have to order from overseas, but usually I find the packages when I get these are fairly small, and it's like, I want to say maybe like a 30% chance that they'll get like nabbed for duties. So I'm interested to see. Canada Post is on strike right now. I have a package in the mail. Probably won't be getting it for quite some time. Anyways, that is my all-time favorite yarn, hands down, right next to me. I've shown it a million times. I have like 100 or more skeins of that yarn in every color, because as a designer, I like to just be able to pick it up and go. But yes, those are my favorite yarns. I think that's all I want to talk about. We talked about the future of the channel. Thank you everyone who has been supporting me these last couple of months. There's so many of you who have just been sitting here. Even if you just sit and watch my video, that helps so much. Honestly, it's more than I could have ever asked. And I promise you, we're gonna have a very exciting 2025. I cannot wait to get into it. But I think that's going to be it for me today, because like I said, I have 15 minutes to get ready and we have to get out of here. And it's going to be a very not fun day. But yeah, that's life sometimes. Anyways, thank you all so much. Have a safe and wonderful holiday season. I'm sure I'll be posting another video soon. I might do one more vlog for all of you for the end of the year, just as a bang to like get the weekly vlog done for the end of the year, and then I'll be taking a little bit of a break. I'm sure you'll all understand. If you want to keep updated with everything that's going on, new patterns and drops and all the things, be sure to follow me. Mostly on Instagram is where I post religiously, aside from YouTube obviously, but that's where you'll get instant updates. And if you use Threads, you can follow me there. But yeah, that's it for me. Have a wonderful evening or day or whatever time it is where you are, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye, friends.